Yeah, and like what's the sound you're aiming for with the label?
The original motivation was when I was first starting and I had these issues with labels, basically labels taking tracks and then putting them out, doing everything, and then, getting absolutely nothing back from them. And, tracks that I know have been downloaded and played and people have bought. And I'm not saying that, I'm owed a lot of money for that, but at the start, there was never any sort of communication of, you've given us this piece of what is art, like this music, this art form. We've taken it, we've used it for commercial gain, but then there's nothing that comes back to the artist.
Right.
And consistently on my first release, which was Special K, this label were taking it and using it and then recharting it themselves and then also re-releasing it under different label brands. So they were just rebranding their label, then re-releasing it and constantly using this same song that I had produced, and I never got anything out of it. Tried to communicate with them, tried to get it taken down, had nothing. And then I'd also sort of sent them some other demos of a track called Tribal Values, which I actually released on a label called Arcane from Ireland. And they had one of the guys from Arcane messaged me and he said, "How come you've already released this track?" And I said, "I haven't." And they had already taken the demo I had sent them just to see if they were interested, not giving them confirmation that they could release it. And they released it under a different name, under a different artist.
What the fuck? So they basically stole your track.
Yeah. And
right.
I was fuming about it. And luckily, the guys from Arcane, they're quite experienced, and they went out and they put a cease and desist on them, and they took it down, and so it was fine in the end. And then I released it with them. But it really sort of knocked my confidence in the whole thing, really, because I was like a young, unexperienced artist, and I feel like they took advantage of the fact that I was eager to get releases. And, they're not the only people. Like Industrial Techno United have got a very, very, very bad reputation for doing exactly the same thing. Right. I know a lot of artists who've released with them because they see it as a platform to boost off, and they get a lot of success with a release, but get absolutely nothing back, or they have music stolen and stuff. And so it's as a young artist going out, you need it's those sorts of experience and knowledge that you need to know about, because people will just try and take advantage of you and take your music, really. So
100%. What was this first label?
It was called Hardline. And then it changed its name and it's called Dark something now. But I'd forgotten all about it, really. And then last month I was listening back to the track, and I thought that I decided to release it myself on the Bandcamp as well. And I wrote about the issues I'd had with it, and it's been really well received so far, and I've updated it and stuff. So at least I feel like I've moved past that, and I've put my own better version out of it now. So people want to get the old version, they can, but there's a newer version where the money's or the credit's coming directly to me. I don't want to sound like it's all about the money, but as an artist, you put so much into what you create. You don't want to feel like you're being ripped off at all.
100%. No, 100%.
So like to go a long way around it, that was the motivation for starting the label, which was initially just about me releasing my music. And then when I started to work with a lot more established labels, I realised that they weren't all scumbags. So it wasn't so much a thing for me, but I was getting sent a lot of music on promo and just indirectly by people who were usually young. It was the first or second release, predominantly from the UK, and I just thought that there was a lack in the UK of a sort of low-level label which people can get into easily, because I think probably because the scene's been so established in the UK, is that what's dominant now is a lot of very, very big labels, and it's very, very difficult to get on them to even get your music listened to. So I wanted to create something which was quite easy to get, not necessarily just a release, but also to get feedback from. Like I will answer every email that we get sent of tracks and give my feedback and say it doesn't work for whatever reason.
Right.
You know, come back in a few months and send something new. And yeah, the theme has always just been industrial techno, but with a solid groove in it. Everything that goes on a label is something I would play in a set, and that's
Right.
purely how I determine what goes on.
Right. So will you also check like the artist's background, you know, if he's got, you know, his social medias, you know, on point and stuff like that, or will you just, you know, focus on the music?
I'll have a look, but it really doesn't matter to me.
Right.
I mean, I can see why it's a help, like, you know, if they've already got 1,000 followers on Facebook or anything, but I really don't see the need, because, you know, like there's people who are on there, like the first EP we did, the second EP we did was with Bear, and he's good friends with the 8 guys who are from Liverpool and North Wales, and they've just released on SNTS. They're well in with SNTS.
Right.
But he's such a good producer, like ridiculously good, far better than I am, in my opinion. But he just doesn't put himself out there. He doesn't have any social media present. He didn't even have a Facebook page, and that Facebook Eyes page when I took him off the label. So, you know, I knew that the music was amazing and people needed to hear the music, and I've played the music so much and people have asked about it.
Right.
That I just wanted to take him on, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's up to him if he wants to push that. I can't force him to push his social media presence. I mean, I think it's a waste, because he could be huge if he wanted to be. But, you know, some people are moving a different pace. Like for me, my whole life revolves around this now, but other people are still, you know, they're in more work which dictates a life a lot more, or they're at uni or whatever. You know, a lot of people can't commit fully to it, but if he wants to, he could massively do well. But that's his choice.
You know what? 100%.